I cut my sister off after funding her lifestyle for 18 months. What I revealed at a family gathering left everyone speechless. I'm 27, male, and a software developer at a mid-sized tech company in Austin. Not some FANG millionaire? I wish. But I do all right. Life's a far cry from when I was working Best Buy's Geek Squad for $15 an hour. I live simply. One-bedroom apartment, a used 2018 Honda Civic. I lovingly named Ada after Ada Lovelace. Yeah, I'm that kind of nerd. And most of my money goes into index funds and my 401k. Adulting, but make it responsible. My sister Emma, 29F, was the golden child growing up. Varsity everything, homecoming queen, the works. Her fiancé Ryan, 30M-ish, is a real estate agent, though I've never seen him close anything but a bottle of craft beer. Their Instagram? Peak millennial influencer life, $200 dinners, matching Lululemon weekends in trendy Airbnbs. Their actual income? Let's just say the math wasn't mathing. The call that started it all. It's late January 2023, 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm mid-League of Legends match, yes, judge away, and Emma calls, sobbing. They're 3 months behind on utilities, 4 credit cards are maxed, and rent's about to bounce. Ryan's big deals flopped again. She needed help. $2,000, just for now. I'm a sucker. Maybe because she stuck up for me back in middle school when I was the awkward kid building PCs and getting picked last in gym. Maybe I just wanted to believe family looks out for each other. I wired her the money that night. That was my first mistake. The temporary solution that lasted 18 months. 2 months turned into 3, then 6, then 18. Every month, a new Venmo request, sometimes with heart emojis, sometimes a cute photo of their dog holding a "Thanks, Uncle, my name" sign. Manipulation disguised as affection. Meanwhile, their Instagram looked like a luxury travel brochure. Sushi dinners, spa weekends, new golf memberships. Emma once asked for $2,000 urgently, then posted stories from a hill country getaway the same weekend. Their life? Funded by me? My life? Chicken and rice, store-brand coffee, and holding off on buying a new GPU. I cut my 401k contributions from 15% to 6% to keep helping. My house fund? Gone. I was literally sacrificing my financial future while they were living like influencers. $36,000 later, I did the math and lost my mind. My friend Mark, bless him, finally sat me down and ran the numbers. I had given them $36,000 over 18 months. That's a down payment on a house, a new car, a life-changing amount of money. So I did what I do best. I made a spreadsheet, and I matched every Venmo request with their public social media posts. Sushi dinners days after emergency requests. Designer clothes, Equinox memberships, Sephora addiction, spa weekends. I wasn't helping them survive. I was sponsoring their lifestyle. And then came the kicker. The family party where it all crashed down. My mom turned 50, so we threw her a small celebration. Rented a venue in South Congress, catered food, slideshow of old photos. The whole family was there. Emma arrived an hour late in a designer dress, tag still on, she planned to return it, and Ryan pulled up in his leased BMW. I was helping with cleanup when Aunt Linda pulled me aside. Straight shooter, always has been. "I need to tell you something about Emma and Ryan," she said. Turns out at a recent baby shower, Emma and Ryan had gotten tipsy and started making jokes about me. Called me the rich tech nerd, said I was so lonely and pathetic I had to buy their friendship. Emma even laughed that I was wasting money on them because of tech bro guilt. Ryan, he bragged they had me wrapped around their finger. I felt sick. Minutes later, Emma walks into the kitchen and, I kid you not, asks for help setting up Ryan's crypto wallet. I just said, everything's fine. But it wasn't. The nerd strikes back. The next morning, I snapped. I pulled every receipt, every Venmo transaction, every text, every urgent request. I matched them with social media posts using location tags, timestamps, stories, even wrote a script to track the pattern. Guess what? They always asked for money on Thursdays or Fridays. Like clockwork, the weekend after would be full of luxury content. I saved everything, screen recorded their stories. Screenshotted captions like blessed from $500 brunches just hours after begging for help. Then I ghosted. Emma sent the usual Venmo request. Monday, $2,000 for rent. I ignored it. Tuesday, another one. Wednesday, 3 voicemails. Thursday morning. Are you mad at me? Ryan says we can probably get a rent extension, but we need your help. So I sent her one thing. A screenshot. Their brunch post from Sunday. Time-stamped. No text, no comment. Just the facts. She called instantly. The fallout and the family meeting. She begged, cried, guilt-tripped. Said I was ruining her life. I said I was done. I'd been their ATM for 18 months and I was shutting it down. I told my parents everything. At first, they were shocked, then furious. They had no idea how much I'd been sending. Emma had been lying to them too. We had a real family meeting that weekend. I laid it all out. The spreadsheet, the posts, the Venmo requests, the manipulation. My dad sat in stunned silence. My mom cried. Jake, our youngest brother, said, "Dude, that's straight up evil." Emma didn't have much to say. Ryan tried to defend it as supporting family, but no one was buying it. I ended it with this. I'm not your bank. I'm not your safety net. I'm not your fool. I'm your brother, and you took advantage of that. Now, they're cut off. I blocked them on Venmo. I removed myself from the wedding planning group chat. I went back to 15% 401k contributions. And yes, I finally bought a new graphics card. Sometimes being the nerd in the family means you get overlooked. But it also means when you snap, you do it with receipts, documentation, and a bulletproof case. Emma and Ryan thought I was just the awkward kid with a keyboard. They forgot I knew how to use it. How I ended my sister's fake influencer lifestyle with a PowerPoint. I actually smiled when I saw her name pop up on my phone. Time to put those college improv classes to good use. Hey, sorry, I've been busy, I said, making sure to sound distracted. What's with the screenshot? She demanded. Are you stalking my Instagram or something? Oh, that? I replied casually. Just noticed you had a nice brunch right after asking me to cover rent again. Must have been some eggs. $500 is steep. Silence. Beautiful, telling silence. I could practically hear her trying to form an excuse. That was different, she finally said. Ryan had some clients. It was a business expense. Right, I said evenly. Just like the Gucci. Loafers were for business. And the spa weekend was networking, I assume? Another long pause. Who's been talking to you? Her voice had that sharp edge it gets when she's losing control. Does it matter? Look, I'm having some cash flow issues. Might need to pause payments for a bit. Cash flow issues? She scoffed. You make like $1 billion writing computer stuff. And there it was. The entitlement Linda warned me about. Actually, I make $120,000 a year before taxes. And I've sent you $24,000 annually. Want to do that math? This isn't funny, William. We're counting on that money. We have bills to pay. Weird how you need my money so badly, but just dropped $900 on a Dyson Airwrap. Or was that for clients, too? Click. She hung up. Within the hour, my phone lit up. Ryan sent a guilt-ridden paragraph about how I was tearing the family apart. Emma texted a photo of their past-due utility bill, conveniently cropped to hide the date. Even Mom reached out saying Emma was very upset and asking if I was okay. I said nothing, posted nothing, just waited. Because the best revenge, plan is like good code. Set it up right, then let it run. And oh, it was about to run. Emma deployed her nuclear option. She called Mom crying. Now, you need to understand something about Mom. Sweetest woman alive. But she's been enabling Emma's behavior since we were kids. If Emma cried, someone else was always to blame. At 19, she maxed out her first credit card. Dad was too strict with money. Dropped out of college. Her professors were killing her creative spirit. Now, her financial mess was my fault for abandoning her. Mom called me at work, which she never does. "William," she said tightly, "your sister is hysterical. She says you're refusing to help with their bills. They might lose their house." "First of all, Mom," I said, staying calm, "it's a rental. And second, the only thing they're losing is their luxury lifestyle." Silence. "Did Emma mention I've given them $2,000 a month for a year and a half? You were helping with rent sometimes?" "Mom, I've given them $36,000. That's more than some people make in a year. And want to know what they did with it? Check her Instagram." I heard her typing. Mom's not tech-savvy, but she knows how to scroll. Brunches, shopping, weekend getaways, all tagged with "A Blessed." "Oh," she whispered. "I didn't realize." But Emma wasn't done. When Mom didn't immediately jump in to fix everything, she started calling the rest of the family. Cousin Mike texted to ask if I was struggling mentally. Uncle Steve, a financial advisor, offered help because Emma said I had fiscal instability. Apparently, I was either gambling, having a breakdown, or had joined a tech cult. My brother Jake, he just sent popcorn emojis and asked when the next show started. Then Ryan showed up, at my office. He was pacing the lobby in his serious business outfit, polo, khakis, and that fake Rolex. "We need to talk," he said. "This has gone too far." "You came to my workplace for this?" "You won't answer our calls. Emma's a mess. Rent is due. Electricity's getting shut off." "Weird," I said, pulling out my phone and showing him Emma's Instagram. "She posted a Lululemon haul this morning. Us treat yourself Tuesday." "That's not what it looks like," he said. "She's maintaining her brand for her clients." "And the $300 sushi dinner last night was for networking?" He flinched. "Have you been stalking us?" "Ryan, you post the receipts, literally. I'm not stalking you, I'm paying attention." He lowered his voice. "You don't want to make an enemy out of me. I know people." I laughed, like actually laughed. "Ryan, I checked. You haven't closed a deal in 8 months. The only people you know are bartenders you can't afford." He stepped back. "Think about your sister, your family." "I have. To the tune of $36,000. I'm done." I walked away. As the door shut, I heard him say, "This isn't over." But it was. Mom called a family meeting. Those of you with dysfunctional families know what that means. One big ambush where the troublemaker is expected to apologize so things can go back to normal. But this time, I came prepared. I spent Saturday night building a presentation. Spreadsheets, screenshots, timelines. Basically, a forensic accounting of how Emma and Ryan blew $36,000. I got to the meeting early and hooked up my laptop to the TV. Jake showed up, saw the setup, and whispered, "This is going to be so good." Emma and Ryan arrived late. Naturally, Emma had been crying, makeup perfect, of course, and Ryan was doing his best professional look. "What's all this?" Emma asked, sharply. "Just a presentation," I said. "Since we're talking about money, I thought visuals would help." Mom tried to stop me. "William, I thought we were just going to talk." "We are," I said, clicking to the first slide. "Let's start with a timeline." Each payment I'd made, lined up with their social media posts, brunches, designer bags, weekend, trips, right after rent requests. Emma's face went pale. Ryan started tugging at his collar. "In the last 18 months, I've given you $36,000 after taxes. Now let's see what you did with it." Click. Instagram photos, sushi dinners, date night, all within days of their pleas for help. Business expenses? I asked, showing their own captions. Emma tried to interrupt. You're making us look bad. Click. A color-coded spreadsheet. These red boxes are the times you said it. Was for rent. Notice how they line up with shopping hauls? Ryan stood up. You're obsessed. You're stalking us. You mean tagging restaurants, posting receipts, and checking in at designer stores? That kind of stalking? The room went silent. Jake, grinning like it was Christmas. Dad put down his phone. But I wasn't done. Click. Screenshots of Emma and Ryan mocking me in private chats, calling me a rich tech nerd and joking about how they were milking me. Emma turned red. You were laughing at me while spending my money. Ryan tried one last time. We were stressed. We made some jokes. Click. A slide showing purchases after they claimed they were broke. Dyson, Gucci, Equinox. Mom finally spoke. Emma, is this true? Emma burst into tears. Real ones this time. You don't understand. We had to maintain an image. Ryan hasn't had a sale in months. 8 months, I said. I checked. Ryan stood up again. You're trying to ruin us. No, I'm just showing who you really are. That's when Dad spoke. Quiet, serious. Ryan, sit down. Emma, stop crying. William, show us everything. So I did. For an hour. By the end, Mom was crying. Dad looked exhausted. Jake was slow clapping. And when I shut my laptop, Mom said something I never thought I'd hear. I'm so disappointed in both of you. That's when I knew everything had changed. It's been 3 months. Emma and Ryan's social media, ghost town. Their lifestyle, collapsed. Ryan's BMW, repossessed. Their $4,000-month rental, evicted. His real estate license, revoked. He's now working at his uncle's car dealership in Round Rock. Emma tried to keep up the influencer act from her childhood bedroom. It didn't work. No more Equinox, no more clients. She works as a receptionist now. Dad's friend did Mom a favor. Jake made a drinking game out of counting how many times Emma blames her downfall on anything but herself. The best part? Turns out most of their designer stuff was fake. DH-gate, Rolexes, dupe bags, Facebook Marketplace furniture. It wasn't just a cracked facade. It was never real to begin with. Emma tried to make peace, showed up at my apartment crying, talking about therapy and growth. I let her speak. Then I showed. Her screenshots from 2 weeks earlier, her trash-talking me in the cousins' group chat. She didn't know I could still see it. Emma, I said, I don't need you to act sorry. I need you to actually change. Until then, we're done. She left crying. Real tears. As for me, I'm writing this from a coffee shop in Tokyo. That house fund I mentioned? Growing. New PC, actual vacations. Turns out not bankrolling someone else's lifestyle leaves you with a lot of freedom. Ran into Ryan last week at HEB. He was in a dealership Polo, staring at clearance items. When he saw me, he turned around and walked away. Guess those Gucci loafers really are on the other foot now.